My lovely students, welcome to Mathological. With this session, we are starting a new topic, that is functions and graphs. In this session, we'll be discussing the very basic of functions and graphs. We'll be starting with sets. So what is a set? What are subsets? What is a proper subset? Cardinality of a set, power set, etc. etc. These things we'll be discussing, and then we'll be discussing some CAT PYQs and other practice questions. Start करते हैं सेशन को, और अगर अब तक चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो किस बात का वेट कर रहे हो? मेक श्योर टू सब्सक्राइब द चैनल फर्स्ट and then start the session. You can also join the Telegram channel Mathological, or you can message me on Telegram at adityakt. So let us start this session. So first thing first, what is a set? So basically, a set is a well-defined collection of objects. Okay? Important thing is that this is a well-defined collection. A definition can be, in a way, what is included in the set, or what it excludes, यानी what is excluded from the set. So this is a well-defined collection of objects, and these objects that are included, these are called elements. Okay, क्या यहाँ तक बात क्लियर है? For example, set of vowels, and we are writing these in parenthesis. ठीक है, inside curly braces, A, E, I, O, and U. These are our vowels. So this is a set of vowels. Similarly, there can be a set of days in a week. ठीक है, और set of prime numbers, etc. All these are sets. और सेट को रिप्रेजेंट करने का एक प्रॉपर मेथड है, दैट इज कि जब भी हम सेट का नाम मेंशन करते हैं तो सेट इज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय अ कैपिटल लेटर, लेट अस से दैट इज इक्वल टू एस. इट कैन बी ए, इट कैन बी बी, इट कैन बी एनी नंबर. ठीक है, इट कैन बी एनी अल्फाबेट. सो एंड एलिमेंट्स इन द सेट आर रिप्रेजेंटेड विद स्मॉल लेटर्स likewise, like A, B, C, D are elements in set S. ठीक है, क्लियर है? So if there is an element that belongs to the set, if an element, let us say that element is X, belongs to our set S, in that case we represent that X is an element. This says element, so X is an element of S. Now this is read as X is an element of S. If there is another element, if an element Y does not belong to S, does not belong to S, then this is written as X. Y की बात कर रहे हैं तो X क्यों लिख रहे हैं? ठीक है, Y does not belong, तो belong के लिए हमारा साइन है एप्सिलॉन. ठीक है, ई का does not belong के लिए क्रॉस कर देंगे. So Y is not an element of S. This is Y is not an element of S. क्लियर है? ये रिप्रेजेंटेशन समझ में आना चाहिए ताकि आगे जब भी कहीं पे भी इसका यूज हो तो यू आर क्लियर अबाउट द रिप्रेजेंटेशन. इज दैट मच क्लियर? ओके, नाउ देयर आर वेज टू रिप्रेजेंट अ सेट, तो उनको भी समझ लेते हैं. लेट अस से वी आर राइटिंग दैट S is a set such that elements of set S are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17 and 19. So these are elements of our set S. क्या इनमें कोई स्पेशल बात देख पा रहे हो? All these numbers written 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17 and 19, all these numbers are primes that are less than 20. 20 से छोटे वाले prime numbers हैं, isn't it so? So there is another representation for this set. We can also write, instead of elements, we can write that S is a set such that X is an element of S if, ठीक है, X is an element of S such that, ठीक है, this sign is, this represents such that X is an element of S such that X is less than 20 and X is a prime. Both represent one and the same thing. In the first one we are writing all the elements, in the second one we are writing S is a set such that X is an element of S such that X is less than 20 and X is a prime. Now instead of this sign we can also represent it with this. Okay, but both of these mean such that. Okay, clear? So now a set can have any number of elements. ठीक है, number of elements in a set कैन बी 0, 0 भी हो सकता है, कैन बी 1, कैन बी मोर देन 1, बट डेफिनिट, basically finite, or can be infinite number of elements. If number of elements is finite, whether they are 0 or 1 or more than 1, but definite, in that case that set is called a finite set. Such a set is called a finite set. But if number of elements are infinite, then that is called the infinite set. And if number of elements are 0, such a set is called a null set. Null set or an empty set. And a null set is represented by phi. Phi implies that number of elements in the set is 0. Okay, for example, if we say that S is a set, X is element of S, such that X is a prime and 1 is less than X is less than 2. So how many elements will be in set S? Because in this case X is a prime and X is between 1 and 2, so there is no prime between 1 and 2, so definitely this is a null set. Number of elements will be 0 in this set. क्या ये clear है? Okay, now there can be finite number of elements in a set. For example, if S is a set that includes 1, 2, 3 and 4, 4 integers, then number of elements in this set is 4 elements. Okay, or if S is a set, S2 लिख लेते हैं, let us say S2 is a set of natural numbers. Then since there are infinitely many natural numbers, so this is an infinite set or set of real numbers. Okay, or S2 can be, let us say S3 is a set such that X is element of S3 such that 1 is less than X less than 2. In this case X is any number, ठीक है, और X is a real number as well. X is any number between 1 and 2 and X is a real number. So in that case S3 is also an infinite set because there can be infinitely many real numbers between 1 and 2. Clear है? S1 is a finite set, S2 and S3 are infinite sets. Simple बातें. Okay. Now cardinality of a set. What is cardinality of a set? Cardinality or order of a set. बस नाम ही खतरनाक है, बाकी कार्डिनैलिटी बिल्कुल सिंपल चीज है. कार्डिनैलिटी रिप्रेजेंट्स नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स इन अ सेट. ठीक है, नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स इन अ सेट is known by cardinality or order of the set. So for example, there is a set with elements A, B, C, D and E. So cardinality of a set is represented by number of elements in A that is equal to 5 or order of A that is equal to 5. For a phi set, for a null set, number of elements are 0. ठीक है, there is element, there is a set B that contains phi. ठीक है, that is phi, that is a null set. In that case, number of elements in B, this will be equal to 0. Order of a null set is 0. Okay. Clear? अब पहला क्वेश्चन लेते हैं, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. The first question is number of elements in the set A is equal to 3, then 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So how many number of elements are there in the set A? Now देखो, एक सेट के अंदर set can also be element because 4, 5 this is also a set, but this set is an element of set A. Similarly 7, 9 inside the curly braces, this is another set, and this set is also an element of set A. ठीक है, तो नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स कितने होंगे? इन दिस केस वी हैव वन एलिमेंट then this set is also element, 2 elements, 3 elements, 4, 5, then 6, this is also a set which is an element, and 7. So total number of elements are 7. So 7 is number of elements in this set A or order of or cardinality of this set A. क्या ये क्लियर है? सिंपल चीज है. ओके, आगे बढ़ते हैं, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. अच्छा, बिफोर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन एक और चीज डिस्कस कर लेते हैं कि लेट अस से वी हैव अ set of real numbers. Okay, and real numbers can be positive real numbers, or negative real numbers, or 0, which is also a real number, neither negative nor positive. Okay, so these all are elements of the set of real numbers, isn't it so? Positive real numbers, negative real numbers, and 0. Now 0 wala set kya hai? This is a singleton set because there is only a single element in this set, which is 0, neither negative nor positive. And other sets, positive real numbers as well as negative real numbers, these are infinite sets. This is also infinite set. This is also infinite set. Both are infinite sets. Similar, this set of real numbers, this is also infinite set. Okay, clear? Okay. So with that understanding, let us discuss what are subsets. What are subsets of a set? So if there is a set A and there is a set B, let us say A is a set A with elements A, B, and C, and B is a set with elements A, B, C, and D. If every element, in this case, if you compare these two sets, every element of A is also element of B. So if every element of a set A is also an element of set B, in such a case we say that A is a subset of B. A is a subset of B. And this is mathematically written as A is a subset of B. Okay. Now ये sign similar है less than equal to जैसा, because this representation, this implies that equal A and B can be equal, or A can be a proper subset. यानी कि number of elements in A can be equal to number of elements in B or less than number of elements in B. ठीक है? And also every element of a set, the set A should be an element of set B. That is a compulsion. ठीक है? So now दो बातें निकलती हैं यहाँ से. Either A will be a proper subset of B, which is that A is a subset of B, but A is not equal to B. Or second scenario, when A is equal to B. And if A and B are equal, then this is called, these two are called equal sets. ठीक है? तो दो केसेस आ गए हमारे. Either A and B are equal or unequal, and A is a proper subset. In the first case, A is a proper subset of B. देखो सबसेट तो यहाँ पे भी है, बट यहाँ पे ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि A can be equal to B. In that case, A and B will be equal sets. Otherwise, A is a proper subset of B. ओके, एग्जाम्पल ले लेते हैं, एग्जाम्पल से समझ लेते हैं. Let us say A has 3 elements A, B, and C, and B has 4 elements A, B, C, and D. In such a case, B has at least one element. देखो D is an element which is not in A. ठीक है? So if B has at least one element not in A, in such a case, A is a subset of B. हाँ, A में सारे एलिमेंट्स B में होने चाहिए, A के सारे एलिमेंट्स B में होने चाहिए, and all elements of A are in B. Of A are in B. In such a case, A is a proper subset of B. Proper subset. So A is a proper subset of B, and B is called superset of A. Superset of A, because B contains A. Superset implies that B contains A. And if all elements of A are in B and all elements of B are in A, then A and B both are equal sets. ठीक है? This also implies that A is not equal to B, as we already discussed. ठीक है? The second scenario, this implies that all elements of A are in B and all elements of B are in A. For example, A has two elements A, B, and B has also two elements that are A, B. So in such a case, both sets are exactly equal. Okay. क्या यहाँ तक बात clear? And if there are two sets, let us say A is a set, A, B, C, and B is a set, A, C, and D. In such a case, A has an element that is B, which is not included in set B. So in such a case, A is not a subset of B. So this can be written in this manner, that A is not a subset of B, and this implies A being not a subset of B implies that A has at least one element. This statement, क्योंकि अगर कभी इसी क्वेश्चन में ये स्टेटमेंट मेंशन है, this implies that A has at least one element that is not in B. ठीक है, आई नो कि अभी थोड़ा सा ड्राई लग रहा होगा, बट ये समझना जरूरी है। सारी बातें जब मैथमेटिकली समझ लोगे, इसके बाद में ही हम क्वेश्चंस पे चलेंगे, तभी मजा आएगा, तभी चीज़ें समझ में आएगी। तो क्या ये बात क्लियर है कि इफ ए हैज थ्री एलिमेंट्स ए बी एंड सी, बी हैज थ्री एलिमेंट्स ए सी एंड डी, देन डेफिनेटली ए के पास है एक एलिमेंट, one element is there, that is B, which is not a part of not a part of set B. So definitely we'll be writing that A is not a subset of B, because A has at least one element that is not a part of the second set, that is B. Okay. Now, very important points. Some important points to note. That every set is a subset of itself. Every set is a subset of itself. Yes, subset, but not a proper subset. Because proper subset will always be having, ठीक है, जब सबसेट तो होगा पर प्रॉपर सबसेट नहीं होगा, बिकॉज दैट विल बी इक्वल सेट. ठीक है, तो ऑब्वियसली सब प्रॉपर सबसेट नहीं होगा, बट एवरी सेट विल बी अ सबसेट ऑफ इटसेल्फ. सेकंड पार्ट, दैट एम्प्टी सेट is also a subset of all sets. Because every set contains 5, that null set. That is why empty set is also a subset of all sets, and this is also a proper subset. Empty set is also a proper subset of each set. Okay, now let us take one example. Let us say there is a set A that contains 3 elements A, B, and C. So how many number of proper subsets can be there? Number of proper subsets of A. So either number of elements in a proper subset will be 0, number of elements can be 0, और 1 और 2 और 3. क्या 3 हो सकते हैं? 3 तो नहीं हो सकते, क्योंकि 3 होंगे तो सारे एलिमेंट्स आ जाएंगे, isn't it so? तो either 0 or 1 or 2. Basically for every element there is a choice, either it will be included in the subset or not included in the subset. So for every element there are two choices, either this will be included or not included. So 2 choices for A, 2 choices for B, 2 choices for C. Total subsets will be 8. This is total number of subsets. But हमें चाहिए proper subsets, and proper subsets always exclude, this always excludes the original set. The original set which is A. Original set को exclude करना पड़ेगा -1, which is the set A. So our proper subsets will be 7. In this case, proper subsets will be equal to 7. और कौन कौन से subsets होंगे? One is a null set. Then single sets with containing A or B or C. Then sets containing 2 elements, A or B, B or C, or A or C. So these are all the 7 sets, all the 7 proper subsets. और ये हमने बना दिया सेट ऑफ प्रॉपर सबसेट्स, ठीक है, दिस इज अवर सेट ऑफ प्रॉपर सबसेट्स ऑफ ए। इज दैट क्लियर? ओके, so in general, if number of elements in a set is equal to capital N, then number of subsets क्या होगा? Number of subsets in such a case will be 2 to the power n, because for every element there will be two choices 2 to the power n, and number of proper subsets, that will be 2 to the power n minus that set minus superset or original set 2 to the power n minus 1. Number of non-empty proper subsets, in such a case we are also removing the empty set, the null set, so answer will be 2 to the power n minus 1, which is proper subsets, minus 1, which is the null set, so answer will be 2 to the power n minus 2. Is this much clear? Okay, क्या ये समझ में आता है? Now last concept of this session, इसके बाद में क्वेश्चंस करेंगे straight away, that is power set. Power set, and power set is set of all subsets of a set. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले हमने एक सेट बनाया था, बट यहाँ पे क्या था, दिस वाज अ सेट ऑफ प्रॉपर सबसेट्स, और हम बात कर रहे हैं अब सेट ऑफ ऑल सबसेट्स। तो सेट ऑफ ऑल सबसेट्स और सेट, दैट इज अ पावर सेट। फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ ए इज इक्वल टू a comma b, so our power set that can be represented as PA will contain 5 sets containing exactly one element and the complete set A, original set A. So it will be containing 4 elements as such, or basically number of elements in power set. This will be equal to 2 to the power number of elements in set A, यानी कि 2 to the power 2, which is equal to 4 in this case. Cardinality or order of a power set, that will always be equal to 2 to the power number of elements in A. Agree? So order of power set will be equal to 2 to the power number of elements in A. Clear है बात? And the original set as well as null set, both these are elements of the power set. Now with that knowledge, let us go back to our first question. पहला क्वेश्चन लेते हैं आज का। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग आर द सबसेट्स ऑफ सेट गिवन सेट ए, और ए में हमारे एलिमेंट्स हैं 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, द सेम सेट जो हमने अभी पीछे क्वेश्चन में लिया था। विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग आर द सबसेट ऑफ द सेटस? पॉज द वीडियो एंड ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट कि कौन कौन से ऑप्शन हमारे करेक्ट होंगे। ठीक है, पहला वाला ऑप्शन है ऑप्शन ए 3, 4। सो इज दिस अ सबसेट ऑफ द गिवन सेट? Now since we know कि given 4, 5, this is a set, but this set is a element of A. ये तो element है A का, तो अब सबसेट में ये आएगा तो पूरा का पूरा आएगा, तभी सबसेट होगा। Now in this case 3 is there, that is fine, 3 is the element, but 4, 5 का जो set है, this is a element of set A, so this whole should be there. So the first option, option A, is not a subset. This is not a subset because this does not include 4, 5 वाला set. ठीक है, 4, 5 वाला सेट जो एलिमेंट है एज सच, दैट इज नॉट इंक्लूडेड। 3, 10, 11, 3 is the element, 10 is the element, 11 is the element, all are elements which are included. So definitely option B is a subset, and that is also a proper subset. Option C 4, 5, again same logic, 4, 5 included होना चाहिए, but ये जो एलिमेंट है ये प्रॉपरली इंक्लूड होना चाहिए, दिस सेट शुड हैव बीन इंक्लूडेड। और यहाँ पे हमने 4, 5 को एलिमेंट की तरह इंक्लूड किया है, बट इफ इंस्टेड इट वॉज रिटन दैट 4, 5, ठीक है, this was mentioned, if this was the element of the set, then this would have been a subset, but in present situation this is not a subset. क्या ये बात समझ पा रहे हो? क्या डिफरेंस समझ पा रहे हो दोनों के बीच का? ठीक है, because this is the element, the set containing 4, 5, that is the element. ठीक है, set containing 4,5 that is the element. So this mentioned here, this is the element of set A, not a subset. ठीक है, सबसेट तब होगा जबकि दिस एलिमेंट इज कंटेन्ड इन parenthesis as an element. Is that clear? So this will be a subset, but option C is not a subset. Option D, 4,5, so that is an element included. 10 included. 15, yes, so this is also a subset. So option B is a subset, option D is a subset, option A is not a subset, option C is not a subset, option E again by the same logic, since this is not an element. ठीक है, और similarly बाकी तो सब ठीक है, यहाँ पे E is there, 10 is there, बाकी सब ठीक है, everything else is correct, but this is a problem. That is why E is also not a subset of the given set A. Clear? Next question. If set A is given there, that has elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, then question part A, find number of proper subsets of A. Number of proper subsets of A. So set A has number of elements that are equal to 7. 7 elements. So option A, proper subsets कितने होंगे? Proper subsets will be 2 to the power n minus 1, and 2 to the power 7 minus 1. So that is equal to 127. Okay. Part B, subsets of A that contain at least 3 elements and at most 6 elements. So we have to find out number of subsets of A that contain at least 3 elements and at most 6 elements. So out of 7, we need at least 3, at most 6. So we can have either 3 elements in 7C3 ways, or 4 elements in 7C4 ways, or 5 elements in 7C5 ways, or 6 elements in 7C6 ways. So this will be our total answer. 7C3 plus 7C4 plus 7C5 plus 7C6. So answer will be 7C3 is equal to 35. 7C4 is also equal to 35. 7C5 is 21. 7C6 is 7. So this is 70 plus 28. 98 will be number of subsets of A that contain at least 3 and at most 6 elements. पहले वाले सिनारियो में भी देखो फंडा वही था कि हमें क्या चाहिए था, नंबर ऑफ प्रॉपर सबसेट्स यानी नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स शुड हैव बीन एनी वैल्यू फ्रॉम 0 to 6. So basically this was also 7C0 plus 7C1 plus 7C2 till 7C6, which is equal to 2 to the power 7 minus 1. Okay. Now last part, part C. Part C is saying find the proper subsets of A that contain all prime numbers present in set A. Proper subsets of A that contain all prime numbers present in set A. So 2, 3, 5 and 7, these are the primes. So these must be there in the subset. So all subsets for part C must contain 2, 3, 5 and 7. ये तो पक्की बात है. Remaining numbers are 1, 4 and 6. अब इनके लिए चॉइस है, either they can be contained or not. ठीक है, so for these 4 elements तो एक ही चॉइस है, all must be contained, and for 1 there is a choice. ठीक है, 1 can be contained or not, 2 choices. For 4 also 2 choices. For 6 also 2 choices. तो कितने आ जाएंगे हमारा? Number of subsets will be 1 into 8, that is equal to 8. क्या ये करेक्ट आंसर होगा? Should 8 be the correct answer of this question? Number of proper subsets of A. Now since these have to be proper subset of A, so these subsets should not include A. A को इंक्लूड नहीं करना है तो पूरा सेट इंक्लूड नहीं करना चाहिए, बट इन आउट ऑफ दीज 8 केसेस A इज ऑल्सो इंक्लूडेड. एक केस वो भी तो होगा जबकि 1 भी आ गया, 4 भी आ गया, 6 भी आ गया, एंड 2, 3, 5, 7 ऑल्सो देयर. So we have to exclude A. So 8 में से we'll be subtracting 1 because of this A. So our actual answer will be 7 and not 8. 7 will be the answer. ठीक है, बिकॉज एक हमें केस रिमूव करना पड़ेगा जबकि 1, 4, 6, 2, 3, 5, 7 ऑल वर देयर विच इज सेट A. तो प्रॉपर सबसेट चाहिए हमें, टोटल सबसेट्स नहीं चाहिए. दैट इज वाई 7 विल बी द आंसर. क्या अप्रिशिएट कर पा रहे हो, समझ पा रहे हो? क्लियर है? नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लेते हैं. Number of non-empty proper subsets of a set S is 126. So to find the cardinality of set S. Cardinality यानी कि order which is number of elements in set S. While it is given that number of non-empty proper subsets of S are 126. So if number of elements in set S that is equal to capital N, in such a case total subsets will be 2 to the power n. And non-empty proper subsets. Proper subsets will be subtracting 1, that is the original set, or we'll also be subtracting 1 further for non-empty, for 5. 1 for the original set, 1 for null set. So 2 to the power n minus 2. This is equal to 126. And hence 2 to the power n is equal to 128. And hence n comes out to be equal to 7. Cardinality of the set S is 127. 7. Not 127. 7 is the cardinality of this set. Are you clear? Okay. Okay, so next question. Which of the following values cannot be the cardinality of a power set? So power set is basically set of all subsets of a set. So number of elements, cardinality यानी number of elements in that set कितना होगा? Cardinality of a power set. Because if let us say there is a set A and number of elements in set A that is equal to n, in such a case for a power set number of elements कितने होंगे? That will be 2 to the power n. So cardinality of a power set is 2 to the power n. So 32 is 2 to the power 5. So that can be the cardinality of a power set. 216 is not 2 to the power n के terms में तो नहीं आएगा. 120 is also 2 to the power 7. 64 is also 2 to the power 6. So 216 and 108, these should be the answer B and D, because they cannot be the values of the cardinality of a power set. So B and D will be the answer in this case. Clear? Okay. Next question. A PYQ from CAT 2018. For two sets A and B, let A delta B denote the set of elements which belong to A or B but not both. If P is a set that contains elements 1, 2, 3, 4, Q is a set containing 2, 3, 5, 6, R is containing 1, 3, 7, 8, 9, and S is containing 2, 4, 9, 10, then find the number of elements in P delta Q, delta R, delta S. Okay? So we have to find out this. So first of all, let us find out what is P delta Q. And definition is very clear that A delta B denotes the set of elements which belong to A or B but not both. तो या तो first set में हो या second set में हो but not in both the sets. So P delta Q should be including 1, 2, 3 and 4 are in P, 2, 3, 5, 6 are in Q. So 1 and 2, only 1. Basically 2 and 3 are included in both P as well as Q. ठीक है, तो 2 and 3 will not be part of the P delta Q set. So 1 will be part of that set, 4 will be part of that set, 5 will be part of that set, and 6 will be part of that set. So P delta Q will be 1, 4, 5, 6. Similarly, R delta S. So R contains 1, 3, 7, 8, 9. S contains 2, 4, 9, 10. So 9 is it contained in both. And apart from 9, कुछ और है क्या? So nothing else. So yes, other elements will be included. That is 1, 3, 2, 4, 7, 8, and 10. ठीक है, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and 10. These will include in R delta S. Now P delta Q delta R delta S set ये क्या इंक्लूड करेगा? तो 1, 4, 5, 6 in P delta Q. तो 1 is included in both. 4 is also included in both. 5 and 6 are only included in P delta Q, and remaining elements of R and S are also allowed. So yes, this will be containing 5, 6, 2, 3, 7, 8, and 10. Total elements will be 7. Total elements in this set will be equal to 7. Option A will be the answer. Isn't it so? Clear? Next question. If A is a set that contains 6 to the power 2n minus 35n minus 1 such that n can be 1, 2 or 3, and B is a set that contains 35 into n minus 1 where n can be 1, 2 or 3, then which of the following is true? Option A, neither every member of A is in B nor every member of B is in A. Option B, every member of A is in B and at least one member of B is not in A. Option C, every member of B is in A. And option D, at least one member of A is not in B. Which of the following should be the answer? Set A हमारा बता रहा है, पहले तो values put करके we have to identify कि what elements are there in set A and in set B. Set B तो बिल्कुल simpleton लग रहा है, simple लग रहा है, ठीक है. 35 into n minus 1. So if you put n is equal to 1, तो first element क्या आ जाएगा? For n is equal to 1, 35 into 1 minus 1 and 35 into 0. So that will be 35 into 0, यानी कि that will be 0. नेक्स्ट टर्म n इज इक्वल 2 के लिए 2 minus 1, 35 into 2 minus 1 will be 35. So clearly there is a pattern. ठीक है, 35 then 70 then 105. All the terms, all the elements of set B are in arithmetic progression and so on. This is an infinite set. Similarly, set A. For set A, first element n is equal to 1. This becomes 6 to the power 2 minus 35 minus 1. 36 minus 36, that is equal to 0. The first element is same in set A as well as set B. For n is equal to 2, this becomes 6 to the power 4 minus 70 minus 1. That is 1296 minus 71. So that will be 1225. Yani ki second element of set A is 1225. Next can be n is equal to 3, for which this will be 6 to the power 6 minus 105 minus 1. Now this will be a large value. But basically, these are first two terms. Now we have to identify whether every member of A is in B or not, or if every member of B is in A or not. Definitely, अब इसके बाद का जो next number होगा, third element, which is for n is equal to 3, third element in set A is definitely very large. So 0 is there in both sets. 35 is not there in set A for sure, because अब आगे के जितने भी numbers आएंगे, all numbers will be larger than 1 to 25. 70 is also not there in set A. 105 is also not there in set A. So for sure, set B is not a subset of A. All elements of set B are not in set A, that we know for sure. Isn't it so? That part is clear. But are all elements of A included in set B? That we have to find out. Okay, that part we have to find out, whether every element of set A is included in set B or not. Okay, because if that is not the case, then answer will be at least one member of A is not in B. Isn't it so? क्या ही क्लियर है? ठीक है, ओके, तो इसको चेक करना पड़ेगा हमें. We have to check that. Now, all elements of set B are basically multiples of 35, which was also visible in the definition 35 into n minus 1, and n was all integers starting from 1. So all the elements of set B are multiples of 35 with 0, starting with 0. Okay, so we have to check whether elements of A, all elements of A are multiples of 35 or not, whether elements of A are divisible by 35 or not. Okay, so 6 to the power 2n minus 35n minus 1. So this part is divisible by 35 already. So if we rearrange the terms, so 6 to the power 2n minus 1 minus 35n, or 6 to the power 2n is basically 6 to the power 2, यानी कि 36 to the power n minus 1 minus 35n, and 36 is basically 35 plus 1 to the power n minus 1 minus 35n. So this part is divisible by 35. Similarly, this part, ठीक है, this part will also be divisible by 35. Isn't it so? 35 plus 1 to the power n minus 1. This is also divisible by 35. So both parts are divisible by 35. So their difference will also be a multiple of 35. And since this is also a multiple of 35 and positive multiples of 35 होगा, क्योंकि numbers हमारे 0, 1, 2, 2, 5, and then next multiple will also be a positive number. So definitely all numbers contained in set A will be included in set B as well. So basically set A is a proper subset of set B, because every element of set A is a multiple of 35. So we can say for sure that A is a proper subset of B. In that case we can say option A तो आंसर नहीं होगा, neither every element of A is in B nor every element. तो first part is incorrect. So every member of A is in B and at least one member of B is not in A. Every member of A is in B, yes, that is there, and at least one member of B is not in A. Definitely there are many members of B which are not in A, so option B will be the answer. Option B will be our answer in this case. सारा सवाल था, क्या ये क्लियर है? क्या अप्रिशिएट कर पा रहे हो, समझ पा रहे हो कि ऑप्शन बी विल बी द आंसर इन दिस केस? सो दीज आर ऑल द क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम दिस सेशन जो हमने डिस्कस करने थे, एंड आई बिलीव सेशन में जो भी डिस्कस किया सेट्स के रिलेशन में, यू मस्ट हैव लाइक दिस सेशन, एंड if you are liking this session and still have not actually liked this session, then make sure to hit the like button as well as subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed to it. And that is all for this session. Next session will be discussing relations and then we'll be continuing with functions. So that is all for this session. Bye bye, take care and keep learning.